Welcome back. It's time for us to head off to Legram. Good morning, everyone. Group A is headed to Legram, correct? Yes, that's right. We'd like to purchase tickets to Legram via Berea Heart. Coming right up. Do you want them right away? Buy tickets and wait. Okay, so that's 6 passengers bound for Legram via Berea Heart. I'll have those tickets for you in just a moment.
Oh, you're all heading out?
What?
What are you doing here?
Isn't that... Huh? What are you doing here, Lechter? You miss me already?
Sure did. I'm gonna be back in Crossbell starting the day after tomorrow. Might never have the chance to see you again in this lifetime, so I figured I'd drop by and say hello.
Shh, whatever. You're so silly. There's no way you or Gramps would die that easily.
Well, that old goat might scare off the Reaper, but I'm pretty weak, you know.
Who's he? Captain Lechter Arundel of the Imperial Intelligence Division.
We saw him while we were on our field study in Nord. He's the one supposedly responsible for negotiating with the Republic's army to prevent war from breaking out.
So he's the Iron Blood they call Scarecrow.
I have to admit, he doesn't look like someone who specializes in espionage.
Felt like there was something on screen then. Probably nothing.
Well, I'm sure this little drop of sunshine's got suspicious written all over her, but I hope you're getting along. Don't hesitate to give her a good spanking if she causes too much trouble, though.
Okay.
We'll try our best to be a welcoming class. I'm not gonna cause them any trouble. Unlike you, I'm a little angel.
What kind of little angel would casually whip out something like Erebonia in public? Do you have any idea how much overtime we put in just covering up for you?
Huh? You do?
Passenger service bound for Heimdall, now arriving on Platform 2. We ask that all passengers wishing to board please wait on the platform until the train has come to a complete stop.
If you'll excuse us, Captain.
I'm afraid we need to catch this train.
Oh, sure thing. Good luck out there, guys. Oh, and by the way, I'd prefer it if you referred to me as secretary rather than captain in public. After all, I am a second secretary for the Imperial government.
I see.
Well then, if you'll excuse us, Mr. Secretary.
You'd better bring me back a souvenir from Crossbell.
A Mishy plushie. I mean, come on. Quick. It was close. Yep. Why did she not get on it? I don't know.
They seem like an even more interesting bunch than I'd heard. Hope she gets the chance to soak in the good times at school like I did.
Well, well. For 2 Ironbloods, you two have a pretty cozy thing going.
Uh-oh. Looks like a scary lady's got me in her sights.
Camera's gone all Dutch angle.
Time to make my exit.
Not so fast. Didn't you have something you were supposed to give me? Come on. Cough it up.
They don't call you the Purple Lightning for nothing. Maybe you should consider giving up this teaching gig and coming to work for us. I'll bet we could offer double what the Academy's paying you. No sweat. Aw, strictly business, huh?
Obviously. I'm not getting any younger here. Hand it over.
This is the list of every member of the Imperial Liberation Front that we're aware of at present. We've made progress in identifying their top figures, too.
I see. I suppose I should thank you.
Oh, one more thing. Claire had a message she wanted me to pass along.
I'm listening.
Their primary target is Crossbell City. but there's a chance that something else will be going down within the Empire at the same time. Those were her words.
Dun dun dun. Name of the game, everyone. Ah, Celtic. Such a beautiful sight. Lovely windmills. The Kreuzen main line. I do enjoy these moments, I really do. It's just, it's lovely. It's like how I enjoy the, like, airship moments in Sky. It's like, it's just... I wish there was more, like, bus moments in Crossbell, like this, and like the airships. I feel like that. I like the buses. Don't get me wrong, I like the buses, and there's a few moments, but it's like they miss these moments where they just sit. I mean, they have the meetings and stuff like that, but it's just the on the way sort of thing. I enjoy that. Anyway, well, it's like a sea of green out there. Hey, Eustace, why is the wheat all green? Wheat, barley, and rye are all cultivated in the Kreuzen province. Each is grown in its season, which means that what you're seeing right now is the fall wheat crop. Oh, look, there's a weird scarecrow. Look at its head. Looks all messy like Lechter's. Well, as long as she's enjoying herself. Times like these, she seems like any girl her age. It's still hard to believe she's only 13. It's a year younger than my brother. It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? I suppose this is as good a time as any to tell you more about where we'll be conducting our next field study. Legram is a small town in the southeast of the Empire, situated on the shore of Lake Ebel. Now, this is the thing, like, if you watch the original Let's Play, it's very much that case of, like, Nord felt flat and empty. Where's Legram? Ooh, I mean, look at that. I love its design so much. It's just, I was enamored with this place when I first got here, and I still am. It has a character to it, and I love that. Anyway, Legram is a small town in the southeast of the Empire, situated on the shore of Lake Ebel. My father, Viscount Arsaid, governs the town, which itself is part of the Kreuzen province. That sounds familiar. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that the province Eustace's father oversees? Well, technically, yes, but Legram is known for being a particularly self-reliant region. I doubt the Viscount has much interest in the authority of his liege lord. I suppose I cannot deny it. My father can be a little too free-spirited at times, but I can't help but feel your father's governance has its own issues, especially where taxation is concerned. It's not as though I'm unaware of that. Sorry. I seem to have touched on a sensitive issue here. No, there's nothing for you to apologize for. Exchanges like these are the daily bread of the nobility. It's true that the four great houses do have immense power, but it's still up to the individual feudal lords to govern their respective regions. And as far as taxation goes, each region has its own statutes, which makes the whole situation even more complicated. It is quite convoluted, although the imperial government does seem to be attempting to unify all regions under a single tax system. That's one of the major points of dispute between the two factions. Incidentally, my father's stance on the matter is, hell will freeze over before I consent to it. I do understand the reformist point of view, but each region of the Empire has its own traditions and customs. Attempting to normalize all of those under a single system seems a little insensitive. The more you tell me, the more complicated it sounds. Well, it's certainly not an issue with a nice, clear-cut solution. This is boring. Don't you have any more cool stories about Legram? I suppose a couple of students batting around ideas about taxation isn't going to really solve anything. It's so weird, it's like, I want to hear more about that because it's so fascinating within this world. But I guess, to me, one of the things Legram is most famous for is the Arsaid School. Oh, isn't that the thing Laura's dad teaches? That's the one. The Arsaid School of Swordsmanship is the style passed down by the ancient knights of Erebonia. It's one of the two most famous martial arts styles in the Empire, the other being the Vanta School. I've heard there's a training hall where students of the Arcade School come from all over the Empire to train. Indeed there is. Several students in the school are studying in Legram at the moment. The rest are scattered throughout the Empire. And Laura's father instructs them all? He does. Viscount Arcade is not only the Lord of Legram, he is also the current head of the Arcade School. Oh, doesn't he have some super cool title like the Radiant Blade Master or something? He sounds crazy strong. This may sound unseemly coming from his daughter, but his strength is quite frankly inhuman. I'd easily place him among the 3 strongest people in the Empire. Sounds like an incredible guy. I've heard plenty of rumors about his strength myself. From what I understand, he acts as a combat instructor for this nation's armies, both provincial and imperial. Though as a result, I hear he spends a significant amount of time away from his territory. That is unfortunately the case. You may be visiting my home, but there's no guarantee that my father will be even there. I see. That's a shame. I'd really like to meet him. Time for some blade. Duel. You know, Minium, of course.
It's time to duel.
It's time to duel. Thank you, Millie. Ooh, not bad, not bad. I mean, would like a few more
Draw a card.
randomy cards,
Go
you
on
know, like the
first.
mirrors, etc.
Take this.
Because it's like, what?
Sorry about that.
You mirrored on that? Alright.
Take this. Sorry about that.
I mean, okay. Seems odd.
Who's that for? Who's that for?
We're in a strong position now.
Boo! I wanted to win.
It's like 2 sevens at the end. It's like, good luck. Talk to Laura. Oh yes. When we reach Legram, I'd like to ask a favor of you all. A favor? I was hoping it would be possible for you to show your respective styles to the Arcade School students. This group has practitioners of the 8 Leaves One Blade School, court fencing and spearmanship alike, and I have no doubt each would be of interest to students of the martial arts. Perhaps so. The chance to learn more about the other schools might broaden our own horizons too. Are you sure my spearmanship would be of interest to them though? Both Reen and Eustace are at least use swords. Certainly. The Arcade School teaches more than just swordplay. While some use 2-handed swords like myself, others use spears and even bows. Perhaps even Emma's orbital staff may be of interest. You think? Hey, what about me? What about me? Nami's really strong too. True, but it's just raw strength. There's no skill or technique involved. I concur. Watching how to get them wouldn't afford the students any chance to learn new techniques of their own. Boo, you meanies. No fair leaving me out. Anyway, I do think that would be a nice gesture, but that's assuming we get the chance before our field study is over. Of course, I look forward to it if we do. I would love the opportunity to show the students each of your respective styles in turn. Am I to assume then that you'll all participate if such an opportunity does arrive? Of course, we wouldn't miss it. Lavender. Surely it's just a coincidence. It has to be. What's wrong, Emma? Are you getting motion sickness or something? No, I'm fine. Playing a bit of Persona 5, I was just wondering if we might be able to see Lohengrin Castle while we're in Legram. Oh, the castle that came up in Instructor Thomas's lesson the other day. Weather permitting, it can be seen quite clearly. It's surrounded by mist more often than not. But such imagery has its own appeal as well. Oh wow, that actually sounds pretty neat. You know, I'd be very suspicious of that based on a certain gospel and stuff like that. It's like, Yeah, it does. I was just thinking, it would be nice if we could apply some of the knowledge we learned in class to our field study. Don't you think? Yeah, that would be. Plus, Lohengrin Castle served as the base for St. Sandlot. Emma? Oh, sorry. Don't mind me. Just excited about what we might see there. There's a certain something I'm very suspicious and want to investigate it in that location. Keep an eye on things. I don't think it comes up till Cold Steel 2, though. But you know what I'm after. You know what I'm after. We still have some time before we reach Berea Heart. But we'll be changing trains as soon as we arrive, so make sure you're ready. I will be. But it's a shame we won't have time to stick around for a while. I would have liked to see Rufus again if we had the chance. I'm sure he's much too busy for that anyway. And it hardly seems appropriate to return home now after I choose not to during the summer. That is a good point. Is something on your mind? I'm just wondering what my family and the other nobles are doing at the moment. This past month, they've been a little overly quiet. Now that you mention it, I haven't heard of any major conflicts between the two factions lately at all. Maybe they're just showing some restraint for a while? After all the craziness that happened at the festival last month. Neither faction is considerate enough to avoid conflict over something so trite. I suppose I should just try to focus on our field study and not concern myself with matters beyond my control. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Yes. I'm concerned about my family's activities, but this hardly seems the time to show my face back home. I'll just try to focus on our field study and put the whole matter out of my mind for now. Alright. The issue of regional cultural heritage is quite a profound one. So profound as to have its own tax implications. While the desire to preserve the region's traditions and heritage is pretty important in most places throughout the Empire. Like the old animist traditions in Legram, I hear a lot of those are still around. Indeed. No doubt you will see many of them firsthand during our stay. Countless anecdotes regarding the Lance Maiden remain as well. Sounds like Legram has a lot in common with my home in Nord. Our cultures and traditions may differ, but we worship the same goddess and spirits. I think that's a fact many Erebonians are starting to forget. If you ask me, those traditions are worth protecting, even if it means a little extra money going to taxes. Yes, I feel the same. It seems there will be much to learn during this month's field study. Our cultures and traditions may differ, but the people of Legram and Nord both worship the same goddess and spirits. Our traditions are definitely worth protecting, even if this means levying a few more taxes. Look at all the trees going past the window. This is so cool. I want to ride more trains like this. It's really fun. Really now? Kind of surprised. I assume being in the intelligence division meant you'd be taking trains all the time. Well, I usually just ride on Lemmy when I'm out on a mission. And the superfast train Claire and the others use in the room doesn't have any windows. A Graham's special train is too fancy, so you can't really relax. Huh. Interesting. It's not often that you get to ride a regular train like this, then, is it? But if you get too excited here, you're not going to have much excitement left for when we reach our destination. Especially considering how early you got up this morning. But I was so excited I could barely sleep. I'll be fine. I've still got plenty of energy. And she's gone. What was I saying? See? Told you. We'll be at Berea Heart soon, so try and get some sleep on the next train, okay? Okay. At times like this, she really is just like any other 13-year-old girl. I wanted to keep enjoying the view out the window. Oh well. Can't wait till we get there. Honestly. Indeed. Stop talking. I like how she woke up at that point. Hey! I do enjoy these maps. I really do. Just fun to look at. 10:20. The Ministry of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. This special express line is bound for Berea Heart. Our next stop is Berea Heart, the terminus of this express line. Please ensure you have all of your belongings with you when disembarking the train. Finally. I have to change trains here, right? That's right. A train bound for Legram should be arriving in about 10 minutes. We need to hurry if we want to board it in time. That's too bad. I was kind of hoping for a chance to poke around Berea Hard. Oh yeah, it's your first time in Berea Hard, isn't it? I'd be glad to show it around should the opportunity arise. You did graciously open your home to us in Nord, after all. Choo-choo! Interesting music. I expected more than that, but okay. See, now she gets on the train. Why did she not get on the train before? Again, I just love that. 11:30. Wow, this forest is really dense, like a fog. It almost looks like a scene from a picture book, as though if you kept very quiet, fairies might come out to play. It might not come as a surprise that there are many such legends in this region. The land's maiden, Leanne Sandlot, was born in Legram, but because of her preternatural strength and beauty, some believed her a changeling, switched at birth by the fairies. A changeling, like Odo. Really? Fascinating. The reality is a bit less rosy. The family line of Count Sandlot came to an end when she died under mysterious circumstances. After the War of the Lions, it's hardly surprising that such tales have persisted. A changeling, huh? Oh. Look at that fog. So dense. Came on so suddenly. Well, Legram is well known for its fog, among other things. Again, it's like... because of the Roland stuff, I'd be suspicious at this point had I played Sky beforehand. This is not at all uncommon for this time of year. The fog does help keep the temperature cooler during the summer, though. In that case, bring on the fog. No, Lemmy, you can't smash that. Let me smash. I would. I'd be so suspicious at this point. I'd be like, there's a gospel around here. Something to do with a tree. Some fog ghost things. Yeah, all those type of things. Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? Surely. Someone who's played Sky, were you suspicious at this point? I'd like to know. Although coming from Xenoblade, it's very much like, fucking... Wow. Legram, the lakeside town. It's stunning. This is the first time I visited Legram, but it's every bit as beautiful as I'd been led to believe. I mean, the music here is just lovely as well. So this is the town of mist and ancient legends. I'm pleased you seem to have taken a liking to it. Unfortunately, the mist does hinder the visibility. On a clearer day, the surface of the lake gleams like a polished mirror. Oh god no, it's breathtaking all the same. Welcome home, my lady. What? How long have you been there? Interesting. I couldn't sense him coming at all. I have returned, Klaus. Jeffrey. I see that your proficiency in the art of concealment has not diminished in my time away from my home. On the contrary, my age has begun to get the better of me, I'm afraid. Watching you grow and mature is the only joy left to an old man like me. Surely you jest. Can I assume that father not coming to meet us means he's currently away from Legram? I'm afraid so. He also wanted to mention that he was unsure when he might return. I did expect that might be the case. Nonetheless, allow me to introduce you. Everyone, this is Klaus, otherwise known as Jeffrey, the Arcade family steward. He fills in for my father in his absence and serves as acting master for the Arcade School of Swordsmanship. The acting master? Sounds like one amazing old guy. Butler Jeff Klaus. I trust you all had a pleasant trip, ladies and gentlemen of Class VII. Let me be the first to welcome you to Legram. If you'll come with me, I'll escort you to the mansion. Name of the game, everyone! Still, doesn't look like the years have really changed too much here. It's like walking into a bygone era. You can really see the influence of animism in the region too. Just look at this stone monument. I believe that was built long before the Arcade family was entrusted with the governance of this region, which would make it several hundred years older at the very least. That's a rather strange shape too. Very Celtic. Oh, what's that? It appears to be a statue of the Lance Maiden. That's right, the center statue is the Lance Maiden herself, with those beside her are two of the Eisenritter. I believe these were made over 200 years ago as well. Indeed, tradition holds that they were constructed to honor the achievements of St. Sandlot. Incidentally, the knight kneeling on the lower right is the ancestor of the Viscount. Ah, so that's Laura's great-great-great-grandfather, huh? You'll need a few more greats. We're about 10 generations apart. Lady Laura. Lady Laura, I'm so pleased to see you back in Legram. The Viscount did mention that you'd be returning. I'm so happy to see you again, Lady Laura. I'm so glad to see you all well. I'm just back for 2 or 3 days on a field study as part of my coursework at the Academy. I'll be sure to visit more with each of you later. Oh, of course, please do. I'd love to hear all about how life at the Academy has been treating you. She seems to be quite popular around here. Yeah, looks like the Viscount's family has built up a good reputation with the people of Legram. Brassegilde. Looks like they finally showed up. Well, it's been pretty busy around here lately. I could use the help. Huh? Oh well, guess I'll go look over their task one more time, just to be sure. I can hear the ring of steel on steel. Undoubtedly the sound of swords crossing. Must be like, what, like at least 20 people in there. Ah, but then this must be the Arcade School's training hall. Indeed it is. I have more memories in this building than I could possibly count, although many of them involve being soundly defeated by my father or Klaus. My apologies, my lady. Well, it's pretty apparent he's not your run-of-the-mill butler. You can tell by the way he carries himself. He has a master's poise. And this is Viscount Arsade's mansion. Wow, so this is where Laura lives. You'd expect nothing less from a Viscount. And it seems to be built on a hill overlooking the town, too. It was originally built with the intent that it could function as a stronghold, should the need ever arise. Welcome to the home of Viscount Arsade. Allow me to show you around in my father's stead. Ooh, such fancy chandeliers. Reminds me of a scene, from Only Fools and Horses. It's quite funny. Look up chandelier, Only Fools and Horses. You'll see. Very dangerous stairs again. Wow, what an incredible view. It's so beautiful. It's not often I take in a view this spectacular. Say, is that? Whoa, a castle! Ah, that must be Legram's famous landmark. Indeed, that's Lohengrin Castle. During the War of the Lions, it served as the Lance Maiden's stronghold. Saint's Castle, towering on the shore of a shimmering lake. Just seeing it there in all its majesty makes me want to set brush to canvas. What, just paint nothing again? It's like, well, it was foggy that day, so it was just white. It does seem like a scene tailor-made for painting. I agree, but there will be plenty of time to take in the scenery later. Right now, we need to go pick up our list of field study tasks. Oh, right. Are you the one who prepared our tasks for us, Klaus? Actually, the assignment of your duties here has been entrusted to a professional. A professional at what? Can you elaborate? Head to the Bracing Guild in the town's central plaza. At the Master's behest, they have taken on the responsibility of preparing all of the tasks for your field study here. The Bracer Guild? There's a branch here in Legram? Indeed, there's been a small branch of the guild in this town for many years. My family has a good relationship with the guild. They've done much for us and the town over the years. Oh, really? Well, whatever. Not like they asked me to do anything. What are you babbling on about? Nothing much. Just thinking out loud. Anyway, looks like we need to pay a visit to the guild. Yeah. I'd like to get through as many of today's tasks as we can. I'll be taking our leave now, Klaus. Of course. Please take care, everyone. Right, so that'd be a perfect place to end this part. And seeing as we can actually wander around first, I might do the rounds at the start of the next part. Because it shouldn't take long, it's a small town, so we'll see how long it takes. Without cutting, you know how it works. So, see you next part. Ta-da for now.